Hey, so I'm recording this video in my house. It's still the morning, so I do have to talk quietly, so I don't want to wake anyone up or make any unnecessarily loud noises. So yeah, I'm talking quietly, but in this video I really want to talk about why I'm doing this, making this project. And yeah, so like about last week, my friend Brittany was telling me about the holistic nutrition course that she's doing at the moment, and a part of that course was the business segment, and a large part of that they were focusing on was, why we doing the things that we do, and at least for them it was like, in order to be successful you have to have a why. But for me it just kind of triggered like, oh, I should make this video. I think it's time that I make this video about why is this project coming into being, and on a larger scale, of my understanding of myself, it does play out in the role that I see myself but the role that I see myself in my life, following, and the direction that I'm moving towards. There is that element to it, and like healing direction. But more, it really brings up the question of how do I show up in this life? It makes me reflect on that a lot. How do I bring myself to the table, and how do I meet each moment? And something that I've been really, really striving towards in the last little while is how can I be something that I've been striving towards is how to approach life in the most genuine and real and authentic way possible, that isn't clouded by anything that is a fake portrayal of who I am, or a glossy or whatever, just everything that isn't real to me. And it's not always easy, but it's a constant practice, and it's still something that I'm working towards. But what has been happening for the largest part of my life, as long as I can really remember, and a lot of the time not really being conscious of it, but now with more awareness of it, a large part of my psyche and my internal dialogue was that, that I didn't feel enough, in so many regards. I wasn't intellectually enough, I wasn't spiritually enough, I wasn't playful enough, just wasn't enough, period. The bottom line of almost every dialogue that I had within myself was that I just wasn't enough, and that I didn't love myself. And yeah, I'm still confronted with it on probably every day at some level. At some point it'll register in my brain, and so yeah, I'm still working with it. But not really loving myself. And the thing is that finding self-love can be really, really hard, and people say it all the time. We just need to love ourselves more, and it's like, we're always doing our best, it's just loving ourselves is, maybe it's easy, but it doesn't feel easy to me, and I'm sure to some people that may watch this also don't find it very easy to love ourselves, because then everyone would just love ourselves and everything would be dandy. So even if we have the awareness that we'd like to do it, it doesn't come out always so easy as we would like. We can't always think ourselves there, or maybe we can, but it doesn't feel like it. Anyways, so you don't really know how many times I've looked in the mirror and said I love myself, and it's felt really fucking empty, and it just didn't ring true at all. Still doesn't. It feels ridiculous. It feels like I'm ridiculing myself, to say those things and to think those things, because it just doesn't feel true at all. And maybe it is true. Maybe if I do say it, maybe if it's like a mantra, maybe if I say like, I love myself, blah, 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 I'm enough, it'll ring true. But I think the missing link that I've been feeling of not obtaining this idea of self-love is actually the backbone, being self-acceptance. And with self-acceptance, I think that it's really the key, because we we don't need any more lists or posts or buzzy things saying that, what we're doing isn't enough. That we need to climb that mountain or drink that juice or do the yoga or drink as many smoothies or have this vegan lifestyle or blah, 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 blah. All of these things that, make us feel shame for who we are and where we are and make us want to demonize ourselves and, demonize those ugly parts of ourselves more. And that is the exact opposite of what I feel that we need, because regardless of what we think, we're always, always, always doing our best. The conditions always that come about are that we're always doing our best regardless of whether or not we think that, and even if we have the awareness of where we'd like to be, and if it's not that, we're still doing our best given those conditions. And, my hope is that through this offering of the things that I've learned throughout my life so far, and my experiences and my real experiences and my real truths and also techniques that I've learned, as well as to reach, a sense of wholesomeness or just feeling okay with myself. Those will, little kitty. Anyways, the goal is that I hope to, sorry, kitty. Anyways, my goal is that the expression of this will give people permission to, sorry, cat is meowing and I'm getting distracted. But that this will give permission for people to demonize those ugly parts of themselves a little less, and demonize those shadows less, because the shadows and the darkness is, that's where the gold is. That's where we can dig, and that's where we can measure our depths, and it's not always easy, but it does make our life so much richer and more interesting, and I would definitely hope to have a more colorful and rich life than one that is boring. So even if one person watches this and feels more okay and accepting of the place that they're in, then I've reached my goal. And one final little note that I'd like to add was that the more acceptance and just, feeling of acceptance of where I am, and that I have with myself, I've also found that I can trust myself more, and that I don't need to seek those answers really elsewhere outside of myself, and I don't really seek that validation from external sources as much anymore. Kaya. Kaya, come here. That I don't seek those. 1 second. She's gonna keep meowing. But that we don't seek that validation elsewhere. And I truly believe that we do contain all of the answers that we're looking for. It's just a matter of listening. Thanks.